Zelensky and the president together. That is a clip that doesn't get it. It's just I can watch it so many times. Watching this guy's audacity to feel comfortable. Just go to my Twitter account, Rob. You're gonna have a long time finding it. Just go to my Twitter account and go lower. You'll see the video. This is Zelensky in a White House, sitting next to J.D. Vance. Do the first one. Lower, not that one. That's about his outfit. Go one lower, right there. I want to get your reaction on this. This is Zelensky sitting there talking to the president. And by the way, some people are saying that he slipped up a word and he cursed at J.D. Vance.
Call him a bitch. A bitch. In Ukraine,
Right.
call him a bitch.
Play this clip, Rob. Go for it.
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you are not
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the president for trying to bring an end to this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to.
Come once.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military?
We have problems.
And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless.
God
bless. You will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because
I'm
you're in no
answering on
position
this
to
question.
dictate that.
That's
Remember
exactly
this.
what
I'm not
You're in
dictating.
no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very good.
You will feel influence.
We're going to feel very
I'm
good and
telling
very
you,
strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having
I'm not playing
cards.
cards.
But right now, you don't.
I'm
Yeah,
very
you're playing
serious,
cards.
Mr. President.
You're
I'm
playing
very
cards.
serious.
You're
I'm
gambling
the
with the
president
lives
in
of
war.
millions of people.
You think
You're
you-
gambling with World War III.
What do you
You're
think
gambling
about?
with
What do you
World
think
War
about?
III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country. That's
with
back
all
to you.
respect to your
Far
country.
more than a lot of people said
very
they
respect.
should
Look
have.
how he's leaning in.
Oh, he wants to hit that.
A lot of times.
No, in this
even
entire
today.
meeting, you said thank
even
you.
today.
You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States
what
of
are you speaking
America
about?
and the president who's trying to save your country.
Thoughts?
I have to be careful what I say about this because I returned to the Ukrainian border on the 23rd of March. But obviously, truthfully, I'm quite outraged. The fact that even at the beginning of the clip, he had his arms crossed, which is the terrible body language. You notice at the beginning, he has his arm crossed.
Yeah.
Very petulant. I don't know where he gets this confidence from. I'm not sure if he just bought into his own Kool-Aid. I would argue that he had assurances from the deep state that Trump would never win. I feel like if I had to analyze, he feels betrayed. I feel like he said, well, the Americans promised they're going to help me. Now they've changed their minds. They promised me. They put me in this position. That's why he's probably secretly angry at America, no matter how much we give him. But, I mean, that was obviously a PR disaster from him. I am truthfully more outraged by the instant European tour that they threw together for him. And they dragged the leaders of every single European country together to treat him like a hero and run him all over the place. That is another spit in the face of President Trump. I would like to think that Trump thinks the same as me, that if you add up the fact that Europe is now buddying up with people who disrespect him to his face, not allowing free speech, I mean, what do we even have in common anymore with our European allies, supposedly? The fact that Keir Starmer left the White House, flew home, and instantly met Zelensky is disgusting.
Pull up that clip, Rob.
And when he's talking about conscription, you guys know what they're doing there, right?
Yep.
There's videos, Andrew and Pat. I send them to Rob. They're literally pulling up in vans. Guys walking his dog, and they're grabbing him and throwing him in a van and bringing him into the front lines to die. Is that not dictatorship as a leader?
What's this video here?
Like, look at this guy's walking his dog. There's volume. They run up on this guy. They snatch his ass. They leave the dog. They throw him in there, and they literally put him in the front lines to die. This is what J.D. Vance was talking about. He's like, you're losing this war. And the soldiers, Andrew, don't want to fight. They're tired. They're done. They know they're going to freaking lose. So they grab the dude and they put him in the van and he's done. He's in the front lines and he dies. Period.
We have to argue if Zelensky's trying to save himself, because I think one of the biggest mistakes he made there is I think only America could have kept him alive when this is all over. He's not going to be safe in Ukraine. I don't think you can let that many of your own people die without having a disgruntled member of the population or an opposing political force deal with you. Europe can't keep you safe from Russia. That's been proven many times. I think there was a guy in Germany who got assassinated by the FSB relatively recently. They put a bullet in his head, and then he did 3 years in German jail. He had a life sentence, did 3 years before Putin did him in a prisoner swap. I think that was 2021. So Europe can't save you. We know London can't because you get a plutonium sandwich. So only America could have kept him alive when this is all over. So pissing Trump off is an act of desperation and petulance, which he's going to truly regret in the end when this war ends, because I don't know how nice Trump is. I don't know if he's going to sit with Putin and say Zelensky's off limits, because Putin's going to say, is he a target? And if Trump says, I don't care, then he has problems all around the globe. Where's he going to go? Where's he going to hide from the Russians?
Did you hear President Trump and Kier, what he said about Kier? Have you seen the audio?
It was good, right?
Rob, can you pull up that clip? It's interesting. I'm trying to see if Trump is playing diplomacy here.
Yeah, Trump said good things about Kier.
Yeah, he did. If you can play this clip, Rob.
We have an ad.
Okay, so then go to.
Well, I think before we play, I think I know what you're going to say, and I think I know the answer as well. I think I'm guessing. I'm guessing, but we'll see.
Can you skip or you can't? Rob?
I can't skip. It's Daily Mail, so we're pulling straight from their website.
Okay,
5 seconds.
15, but yet close.
Okay, who can count?
There's another clip as well where just now I think it happened today where Kier is up there speaking with Nigel Farage. There, this just happened today, by the way. Today.
Right.
About Zelensky and Trump. Go to play this clip. Raise the audio, Rob. Go
times.
back a little bit.
He's come over to see me twice. I have a call. He and I have a call over the next 24 hours. No, I get along with him well. I like him a lot. He's liberal, which is a little bit different for me. But I think he's a very good person. I think he's done a very good job thus far. He's very new at the job, but he's represented his country in terms of his philosophy. I may not agree with his philosophy, but I have a very good relationship with him. I've seen him twice, had dinner with him in Trump Tower, as you probably know.
He said he had dinner with him in Trump Tower. He said likes him. He goes, he's a liberal.
He says that about a lot of people. Though.
Yeah.
He says that about Putin. He says that about Xi. He says he's got a relationship with all these
Yeah.
guys. That's his approach. He wants to keep it safe. Is this the clip of him is saying the words?
Yes.
Go ahead and play it, Rob.
I have been to. I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour. I have actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. I have been.
Do you have the clip of his ambassador, not ambassador, diplomat
the
that's
girl.
there, and she's just shaking her head like,
she knows what's
what
happening.
are you doing, right? The way he was handling it. But does this guy feel protected? Was he instigated? Did people challenge him to do so? This is
if I had to analyze, and once again, I'm guessing, but I can come up with a conclusion. I can guess why I think this happened.
Look at this, shaking her head.
I want to see ceasefire because you get a ceasefire faster than an agreement.
Yeah, go for it.
Right. So, firstly, the reason I think Trump's saying good things about Kier is because Kier probably instantly agreed to everything Trump wants. I think Trump's a carrot and stick guy. I think if you turn up and in private he says we're going to do X, Y, and Z, and you go, okay, sir, we'll do X, Y, and Z, then you're a great guy. I can't imagine Kier sat down and argued with him or disagreed with him about anything important. He would have got that answer. So I think that basically Kier bent over and America's going to get the better end of the deal. So for that reason, he gets praise, because praise from Trump is good for your poll figures anywhere, any party, anywhere around the world. It's a good thing. Even liberals like you more if Trump likes you. That's how powerful he is. So what that means is that in their private exchange, Kier gave Trump everything he wants. That's what I believe. As regards to Zelensky, I would argue that he was told by European elites that Trump is against this war and Trump is talking to Putin, and they probably told him that Trump is a bully and Trump likes to bully people, and you have to look strong in front of Trump. Don't be afraid of him. If you stand up to a bully, it puts them in their place, and you're the leader of a country now at war, and you have to show them that you're a strong leader. If you add in second language frustration and incompetence, you get a scenario like the one we just saw. So I think Zelensky was hyped up and told to stand up to a bully. You add in the fact he's speaking in his second language and doesn't truly understand English. You add in the fact he's nervous and incompetent. You add in the fact he's likely a drug addict. And you have the train crash we just saw there. That's what I think happened.
Where are you getting the drug addict component?
I have to go back to Romania on March 23rd, and the Ukrainians operate heavily inside of Romania. I don't want to catch a bullet. If I do catch it, it's them. But I think everybody knows he's a cocaine addict.
Really?
Look, Zelensky. Yeah, there was clips about him on this as well.
He's geeking out all the time.
Yeah,
he's heavily cocaine addicted.
There was clips about him.
I mean, it's easy to be cocaine addicted. You're hiding in a bunker. There's a contingent of your own country who want you dead. The Russians want you dead. Now the Americans want you dead. The Europeans are promising you things, but the Europeans are femme-centric. The Europeans are run by women. And when I say run by women, I get this confused often. I often say that this is femininity that is destroying it. Europe is run by femininity. And when I say that, they'll say, Keir's not a woman. No, but he's not a man, is he? When I'm talking about women, I'm talking about the female mindset versus the masculine mindset. And feminism and the European state, they always say, we don't hate men. Look, Keir's a man, but he's not masculine. They hate men who act masculine. Yeah. They like the men who act like girls because they're eunuchs. They like the eunuchs and the girls. They don't like the real masculine men. Yeah. And there's not a single leader in Europe which is a masculine man. Europe is a feminine continent. And the problem with femininity as a whole is that as their emotions change, their obligations change. It's the masculine imperative to make a promise and make a pact. And even if your emotions change, you stick to your word. That is masculine. Female is, I love you so much right now. I'll never do everything for you. I'll die for you because I love you. As soon as she stops loving you, everything's out the window. Nothing matters. Her words don't matter. All that matters are her feelings. The problem that Zelensky has now is his allies are women, which means right now they feel like helping him, which means they'll make him a whole bunch of promises. They mean what they say. They're not lying. They mean it right now. But when their feelings change, everything changes. Before you know it, he's in an apartment in Berlin, hiding from the FSB. He's going to catch a bullet, and he knows it. And that's why he's under pressure. That's why he's reacting like he did. Only the Americans could have negotiated and bargained for his safety.
Wait, you're saying Macron is not masculine? I just want to put,
yeah.
But I think we should get Candace on here and confirm if he is married to his...
Candace?
Well, she's getting closer.
She's getting closer. She's doing great.
She's doing great.
It's amazing. But this is very important that we
Brigitte Macron.
Well, let's understand this, right? Let's understand this. Europe is femme-centric, run by women. The men are effectively women. There is no masculine man inside of the entire European elite. Europe is women. Do you know what is a strong patriarchy with a masculine influence? America. Do you know another one? Russia. If America and Russia ally against Europe, they are crushed economically, energetically, militarily. They are crushed completely. And they're sitting there like petulant females, refusing to accept the reality that there's two strong men on either side that are tired of their shit, and it's time to shut up and listen. So we're going to see if Europe comes to its senses and gets lockstep in line with Trump's imperatives. I would argue that Keir's done exactly that. Keir sat down in private when he didn't have to act like a tough guy because he wants to be a tough guy because you know that woman who gets in your face, hit me, that's all them. They're all little girls. Keir, soy face, run his mouth publicly, said Trump's bad before the election publicly. Then he sits down with Trump privately. We don't know what's said. Trump leaves and goes, yeah, I like Keir. He's a good guy. I guarantee you it's because Keir's like, sorry, Mr. Trump, what should I sign? Sorry, Mr. Trump. Sign whatever Trump wanted. Otherwise, he wouldn't have got that accolade from Trump himself. And all of these people are going to end up bending over to Trump in the end.
And the strongest leader of these European countries is actually a woman, Giorgia Meloni in Italy.
It's incredible. That's why Europe's collapsing, because there's no masculine imperative.
Well, at least
masculine is the defenders.
At least Canada has a real man like Justin Trudeau. I mean,
wasn't he voted out? Why is he still on TV?
I don't know.
Why is he still around? Wasn't he gone? I don't know if he's gone.
They're waiting on a election.
You know, again, I don't know the ins and outs of the economics, but when Trump imposed tariffs on Canada and Mexico, and they instantly folded and did whatever he wanted behind the scenes to get the tariffs removed, absolute gangster. Yeah. And I don't know, I can't remember the name of the conservative leader of Canada, Pierre, whatever his name is. But when all these people start trying to talk tough about Canada and all this crap, you guys need to, they really secretly know the deal, because if they really piss Trump off, they're going to get hit with these tariffs and get wrecked. So in public, what did I say earlier that a billionaire can lie? In public, they stand up. Canada will never be the 51st state. We're proud Canadians. We're going to fight against them. Next day, Trump takes the tariffs off. Why? Is it because of the little stupid speech you made on Canadian TV that no one watches? Or is it because you called Trump and said, hi, Mr. Trump, what would you want me to do, Mr. Trump? Okay, I'll fix it, Mr. Trump. I'll fix the border, Mr. Trump. Sorry, Mr. Trump. Billionaires can lie. That's what they do. They stand up and say one thing, and they secretly do another. That's our politics as a whole, all in Europe, all these countries. Every single time you see a leader talk bad about Trump, if they're not currently getting wrecked, I guarantee you in private, they're licking his ass. Every single one of them. Guaranteed. Any one of them who's talking bad about Trump in public and in private is fucked, and they know it. So they just want to be the tough guy on TV. And the second the phone call's private, like Keir, he's like, I like Keir. Keir's all right. He's liberal, but he's all right. I like his vision. Of course you do. He signed the fucking contract. Of course you bent over. Of course you do. Fucking Keir. What's Keir going to do to Trump? Sit there and what? What's he going to say? No? Fuck off. Can't say no. He can't even fucking put a border up. He can't even say no to migrants. He's going to say no to fucking Trump. He can't even say no to a third world nobody without a passport. He's going to say no to fucking President Trump? Fuck no. Trump has every single one of these clowns exactly where they belong. All of them. All of them. And Zelensky made a fucking huge mistake listening to clowns, which are not only incapable of keeping him safe, but are going to instantly reverse and renege on their obligations when feelings and sentiments change. All of them. So I don't know what the fuck he's going to do. Besides put a bullet in me when I go back to Romania. Jesus. That's about it.
Back at it again with the best app in the world, in my opinion, for networking. You know this because you use the app, Connect. But only if you know what new updates we got with Connect, which I'm announcing today, by the way. Today's Tuesday. At 3 o'clock today, I will be doing a private webinar. You can go register for it. If you haven't already, vtwebinar.com. The seats are getting filled up. Get your slot locked in today, 3 p.m. I'll give you the 3 announcements. Number 2, I'm going to give you 8 mistakes people make with networking. My whole life is a byproduct of networking and learning how to do it and learning from my mistakes. I'm going to share that with you today and give you a free PDF. And on top of that, a contest we're announcing today on how for you. Come join us at Kentucky Derby, the greatest 2 minutes in sports. At the Derby, 5th floor, biggest suite, finish line right there. Incredible experience. Join the webinar today. Again, 3 p.m. today on the webinar. Go to vtwebinar.com, register. I look forward to seeing you there. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.